Hello and a very warm welcome to the Ladies Club, South Africa's premium women's sports talk show. My name is Vaylen Kirtley. So good to be with you.
Absolutely. Lebo, Motsoeli, the Ladies Club. Thank you for joining us as we profile game changers in women's sport. Of course, you are welcome to join the conversation. Somebody fella at sport at SABC, at Lebo Motsoeli, at Vaylen Kirtley, Rico Facebook, Rico Twitter. Somebody hashtag the Ladies Club.
It's just so easy, and we'd love you to get involved because today's topic is those women who are cracking the glass ceiling when it comes to the sport of fencing. We've got an amazing show lined up for you today and a beautiful game changer.
Absolutely, as we zoom in on the growing number of women competing in fencing, a sport rooted in male power and showmanship.
Women are carving out a place for themselves in the world of fencing and are dominating their space.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the quote, because as tradition, Vaylen, we always get the show underway on an inspiring quote. It's important to me that youth everywhere, no matter their race, religion, or gender, knows that anything is possible with perseverance. Ibtihaj Muhammad. Ibtihaj Yanaki, an American fencer and a member of the United States fencing team.
You know what is so important with people like this that stand up and pave the way. You're those trailblazers.
Absolutely.
You know, for different genders, for different race groups, for different sectors of society. It's so important that they do stand up and speak and say that, you know what, no matter what your dream is, hold on to it.
Yeah.
Because the world that you may live in may not be the world that knows about you just yet.
Absolutely.
Well, she's best known for being the first Muslim American woman to wear a hijab while competing for the United States in 2016 at the Olympic Games.
That's really incredible. I mean, the first to break all barriers. I think that's something to really be proud of. And our game changer in studio today is also top-ranked fencer Aphiwe Tuku.
Oh, I can't wait. The former track and field athlete discovered fencing when she was 14 years old and has gone on to earn numerous medals and accolades for her achievements in the sport. She's coming up after the break. Stay with the Ladies Club.
Welcome back. Our game changer today, the Ladies Club. Aphiwe Tuku. Her achievements include being a top-ranked female Aphiwe in South Africa from 2015 up until 2017.
Welcome, Aphiwe. So good to have you in the Ladies Club Lounge.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
We mentioned earlier that you got involved in the sport when you were just 14 years old.
Yes.
Tell us how that all happened.
I didn't know fencing at all. And then I have a friend, his uncle is doing fencing. So his uncle introduced us to fencing, so that's why we know fencing.
But that's incredible. Our uncle introducing you to fencing in the hood.
Yes,
this is not even a
hood.
suburb.
No, in the hood, where we live in Soweto.
Soweto.
Yes.
How did that come about? Fencing, and then you were introduced to fencing.
I think he was doing fencing long time ago, and then he wanted to be a coach. So we started getting young people to do fencing. And that's how I knew it.
Sure.
And that's Joseph Maluleke from the Soweto Fencing Club.
No, it's Hawkins. Joseph is from Diepkloof and Hawkins is from Soweto, where I live.
Ah,
and Hawkins is my coach.
So, I mean, so actually
Sure,
there's these fencing clubs that are popping up all around Soweto.
Yes.
What are the kind of perceptions that you've got to deal with, you know, walking around in Soweto with your fencing stick?
People, they are surprised when they see this. They think we're going to step them or anything because they don't know anything about fencing. Whenever we explain anything, they want to know more because they don't know fencing. So we do explain, and sometimes people get worried that we're going to step them or anything. Yeah.
Sure. So, Aphiwe, you start taking part in fencing in 2011.
Yes.
You're a youngster, but soon after that, your career, because you're still a youngster, but it is a career, your profession starts growing quite quickly. You went on to have national colors quite soon after that. How did that mean you always had the gift within you?
I think I had a gift in me because I'm a left-hander. Because it's good for left-handers, it's better for left-handers to fence. Because I'm a left-hander, that's why I got national colors so soon. Because, and I was young, there were no many girls in the fencing, so that's why I was doing it. I was getting more rankings.
Wow.
What is the appeal for you to actually do fencing?
I'm doing fencing because there's no people who know fencing. Fencing is unique, and fencing is very different in where I live. There's no one who knows fencing, especially black people. No one knows fencing. That's why I got interested and then I did it.
Tell me then about you representing South Africa. Your first colours was when you were going up into the continent to represent South Africa.
In my first national rankings, I went to Egypt so for all African games actually. I fenced there. It was my first time going in Egypt. I was fencing with my team and individual fencing, and there we came number second. We won a silver medal. And that was great because it was my first time going to the All African Games.
We haven't had somebody representing South Africa at the Olympic Games since 2008. What are your dreams and what are your hopes? And do you believe you can be the next South African woman to go to the Olympics?
I do believe that you can go in Olympics because there's Juliana Barrett who qualified for All African Games, but it didn't go because SABC wasn't able to pay for Olympics. So we can still go for 2020 if we're still there.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, speaking about that, it's a special time of the show where we actually introduce you to a woman that we call the Trailblazer. We showcase somebody in the sport who has showed us what is possible for others to do as well.
Absolutely. Now, our superstar today is our very own fencing star. As our game changer has mentioned, it's Juliana Barrett.
Juliana took to fencing when she was only 9 years old and has since become a self-proclaimed fencing addict.
Oh, wow. She started competing for the national team when she was only 12 years old, going on to finish second in her position.
It was at that time that she realized that there might be a future for her in the sport of fencing.
And she acquired South African citizenship and started competing for the national team, giving South Africa fencing a huge boost.
And it's people like this that inspire younger fencers. But you didn't hear it from us. I think, Aphiwe, you can tell us a little bit more.
Yes.
Does Juliana inspire you?
Yes, Juliana did inspire me because she's a left-hander. She fenced like me. She's fencing in South Africa. I'm his teammate, so that's why I'm inspired by her.
All right. And tell me, where would you want to see yourself go now? You're wearing the green and gold. You're proudly South African. And also you're a woman, a lefty. What are your goals hereafter?
My goals, if I can go to Olympics, the thing that I want to do is go to Olympics, represent South Africa, and maybe win a gold medal. Yeah.
Do you think it's possible?
Yes, it is possible. Some of us did go there. Some of us did get a chance to fence. And maybe I can go also, try my luck, and then fence.
Do you find that sport has opened up a whole new world for you? You've been able to travel, you've been able to meet people that perhaps you wouldn't have met had it not been for the sport.
Yeah. Yes, it did, because I've seen like many places, I've seen many people, I've met people, I've known like places to go, and that I never thought of going there. So yes, it did. Yeah.
Aphiwe, what are the biggest challenges that you have faced as a woman fencing?
My biggest challenges in fencing is sponsors. I need sponsors. So financially, I don't, like, whenever you go to a tournament, sometimes you need equipment to fence. Fencing equipment is very expensive, so you need financial or sponsors to sponsor you so that you can get fencing. You can go somewhere in places.
Take us through. Yeah.
Tell us about, this is an épée?
No, this is a foil one.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. How expensive is this? And tell us the difference, because we're also seeing visuals also on our screen here. So give us the breakdown of costs.
We have 3 weapons. We have saber, we have foil, and we have épée. This one is épée, the one that I'm using is. And this one is foil. And the other one that you can beat someone is saber. They are different. Yeah.
What are the differences? So like, we've got this one that's lying here on the table, and it's actually got a blunted end.
Okay, this one is foil. You can only step like the half jacket upwards. And this one is épée. You're stepping like from the head to the toe, like everywhere. You get a point. Yeah, and then saber, you only get a point from here to here.
So from your waist up?
Yeah, from your waist upwards.
Up to your head.
Yes.
Okay.
So is this the foil as well?
This one is the foil one.
Yeah, from waist.
vest, waist, but the first one, not on the ends.
And how expensive, sorry, is it? How expensive?
They are very expensive. Maybe they can cost you, this one, it can cost you 1.2 maybe.
Wow.
But it can break and you need to rewire, do something with it. It can be here, the points can do anything like this one.
Yeah.
The wire is out, you need to fix the wire, everything. It can be expensive.
And you say that you can actually break it. So in
Yes.
competition, when you have to go, say, to the All Africa Games
Yeah.
or an Olympic qualifier,
Okay.
traditionally, how many weapons would
Yeah.
you take with
You
you
need
on
to
a
have
trip?
4 or 3.
Of
For in
each?
case, yes, each. Because you can,
each?
yes,
Wow.
each.
So plus everything else.
Yeah, plus maybe maybe a body wire, the
Yeah.
one that connects to it. Maybe you have 3 body wires and then one, you can have 4 because it can break or maybe don't work, the points can come out. So that's why you need so many.
So the biggest challenges for you is getting sponsors to
Yes.
back South African athletes up.
Yes.
Sure.
What would be your message to sponsors as to why they should look at fencing as a sport? There are so many different sports that need financial backing. But if you had to look a sponsor in the face and say, this is why fencing is the sport for you, what would you say?
I can say fencing, it's unique. Fencing, people do like it, but they don't know about it. And I can say fencing is much expensive. Some of us can't afford to buy things for fencing. I can tell them that there are young ones that are still loving fencing in our community because they don't have equipment. That's why they can't fence. That's why we don't have so much big team in Soweto, because of the equipment.
So whether it's equipment or not, you continue to represent South Africa. What keeps you motivated and who inspires you to continue being the best?
Okay, I do fencing because I love it. It's my passion to do fencing. And I'm inspired by my family, my brothers, and my teammates also. They do tell me that I should do fencing, even though it doesn't bring anything up. Maybe in the long run, it can do anything for me. But for now, I can still keep trying and trying and trying.
That's a lot of self-motivation. We'll continue our conversation with Aphiwe Tuku when we return with the Ladies Club.
Welcome back. We are joined in studio by our game changer, gompieno mona lenaneong la rona la The Ladies Club. Hopolang hore o ka re fumana hape mo Facebook le mo Twitter. Ha le batla go bua le rona le utlwe gore na re bua re tswela pele jwang ha re bua le mafumahadi a rona a dipapadi. Gompieno re na le Aphiwe. Aphiwe o nka karolo mo fencing, South African athlete. But you're saying that you're struggling to perhaps go ahead with your studies because it's not easy to, it wasn't easy for you to have a scholarship of some sort or a bursary.
Yes. Yeah, it was very hard because I did apply for some bursaries, but I didn't get anything. So what I'm doing now, I'm only doing fencing and looking for a job at the moment.
As a South African athlete?
Wow. What does the National Federation say?
Yeah.
I did try, but they're still giving me empty promises. They are doing nothing.
But you must wear the green and gold.
Of course, because I'm from South Africa and I'm representing South Africa.
So when you step onto that mat and you go and you compete,
Yes.
does it feel to you that you're competing for the rest of your life, that this is your shot to actually making something for yourself and your family?
Yes, I am. Because my parents, they told me that I should leave fencing because fencing is not doing me anything. I only go to overseas and then come back with nothing. So that's why I was thinking, okay, let me take a break to fencing and do something else.
Where are you at the moment in terms of the rankings versus the global fencing community?
Now, I think I'm number 6 in South Africa.
And that still can't give you that...
Nothing. I was number 1 for the past 2 years, but I was still not getting anything.
So are you on a bit of a sabbatical in 2018? You wanting to put your focus in other things?
Yes, I wanted to put my focus in looking for a job, to focus in my life besides sports or anything.
Sure.
So that's why I'm lacking in fencing.
Yeah, this is such a tragic reality. And I think that so many athletes get put off of sport because It's real life that's happening around sporting success. Let's not be mistaken. There's real life. You know, there's bills to be paid. There's actually real things that are happening.
Yes.
And how are you supposed to live when what you are passionate about doesn't even put food on the table?
Yeah. That's why it's so hard for me to do fencing and look for the job at the same time. I have to do one thing in both of them. Then I have to choose.
So where to from here for you regarding your career in fencing?
I love fencing. I really love fencing. I want to do fencing like my whole life. But there are two things I need to focus in my life. I need to do fencing. If fencing can do something for me, then I will continue doing fencing.
That's a very difficult decision. I'm sure that you never thought that you would have to be
Yeah,
put
I
into
never
this
thought
kind
of-
of position.
Yes, I never thought of that because I thought fencing can be my career and bring something to my family and do anything.
Maybe fencing doesn't become your career. Do you believe that you will still compete in the sport because it's a lovely sport and a way to stay active?
Yes, I do believe that I can still continue in sport because I love it. It's my passion.
Do you think you'll be representing South Africa come the next Olympics then? And how do you think you'll pave your way to making sure that happens?
I need to focus in fencing. I need to put my mind in fencing and not think about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I can be top again and then I can represent South Africa and then go to the Olympics again.
Was sport always a part of your life?
Yes, it was. Because in my primary, I was doing athletics and I was good in athletics. I was doing 100 meters and 200 and I was running good. I was so perfect. So I found fencing and then I left Olympics. I left athletics because of fencing.
So what now keeps you motivated?
Now it's because I have a team in Soweto. There are people that love me fencing, so that's why I'm doing fencing.
When you relax, when you just kick back and forget about the stresses of competition and the demands of everyday life, what do you do?
I'm only sitting at home, chilling with my brothers, because my younger brother is also doing fencing. We just chill and talk about maybe coming tournaments, the previous tournaments, and how we did on fencing. Yeah.
So will you be taking part in the upcoming tournaments then? I know you're saying you're putting it on a break for a while, but when will you be going back and taking part?
Yes, I'm still doing fencing. I'm taking part, and in September I'm going to Eastern Cape, so that I can qualify for next year. I think I'm going to in August. I'm going. There are Australia. There's Australia. I think it's world champion. So I think I will go. I will still perform so I can qualify for the Australia team.
Sure. And how do you actually prepare for big tournaments? Well, what does it demand, like on a daily basis?
You just need to train. I train only 4 times, maybe a week. With my team in Soweto, we do train. Or if I'm not training Soweto, I train in Randbeck. That's why I keep my fencing. I train every day.
And then what do you do? Do you do like strength and conditioning training? Do you do some cardio work and then get out onto the mat and actually fence? Or, you know, is it just fencing for 4 hours straight?
No, I still do my physical training and then I get straight to fencing.
How important a role does your coach play?
It's playing a very big, important role because it does tell you what to do. It does tell you when to come to the competition, and also telling you what to do whenever you fence. Whenever you are down, it can tell you what to do whenever you fence.
What is your motto in life?
My motto in life, champions never give up.
So that means you can't give up on yourself, on South Africa, on the fans.
Yes.
And how important is that quote to you?
It's very important because it's my inspiration. I love it. That's why I don't want to give up because I do love fencing.
You do love fencing, and she needs to get a sponsor on board.
Absolutely.
She needs to take this dream of going to the Olympics. She needs to take it further, and let's hope that you will continue to put in your applications to get some bursaries and scholarships so that you can be a student athlete.
Yes, I do want to study next year.
What do you want to study actually?
I want to study sports management. I want to do sports.
All right,
That's
so you're putting it
passion.
out there, whoever's listening, scholarship, you're a South African athlete, sports management is what Aphiwe wants to study to further her studies and her career.
Yeah, so I can focus to fencing and help young ones that are in poverty like me. Yes.
All right.
Because we'd love to see more fences actually coming
Absolutely.
from Soweto. You know,
Absolutely.
we know it's a footballing hub. We know that they've produced some great athletes over middle distance and even in the sprints and some field events. So we now want to see some fences, come from Soweto.
Aphiwe, thank you so much for being part of the show this morning, and we wish you the best of luck in the rest of your career, and hopefully you get that scholarship, you get that study bursary.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
That was our game changer for today. South Africa's top-ranked women's fencer for 2 years straight, running from 2015 to 2017, Aphiwe Tuku. She's not even 20 years old yet.
She's incredible. Hopefully we'll see her in the next Olympics representing South Africa and wearing the green and gold. But like I here, the ladies club, hopulang happy hore that greatness is earned but
never given. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Cheers.